Okay, good. I want my senior moment on YouTube.
At the Lord's command, the whole community of Israel left the wilderness of sin and moved from place to place. Eventually, they camped at Rephidim, but there was no water there for the people to drink. So once more, the people complained against Moses. "Give us water to drink," they demanded. Quiet, Moses replied, "Why are you complaining against me? Why are you testing the Lord?" But tormented by thirst, they continued to argue with Moses. "Why did you bring us out of Egypt? Are you trying to kill us, our children and our livestock with thirst?" Then Moses cried out to the Lord, "What should I do with these people? They are ready to stone me." The Lord said to Moses, "Walk out in front of the people. Take your staff, and one of you used when you struck the water of the Nile, and call some of the elders of Israel to join you. I will stand before you on the rock at Mount Sinai. Strike the rock, and water will come gushing out. Then the people will be able to drink." So Moses struck the rock as he was told, and water gushed out as the elders looked on. Moses named the place Massah, which means test. And what's that word? Mabaya, which means arguing, because the people of Israel argued with Moses and tested the Lord by saying, "Is the Lord here with us or not?" While the people of Israel were still in Rephidim, the warrior of Amalek attacked them. Moses commanded Joshua, who chose some men to go out and fight the army of Amalekite for us. Tomorrow I will stand at the top of the hill holding the staff of God in my hand. So Joshua did what Moses had commanded and fought the army of Amalek. Meanwhile, Moses, Aaron, and Hur climbed to the top of a nearby hill. As long as Moses held up the staff in his hand, the Israelites had the advantage. But whenever he dropped his hand, the Amalekites gained the advantage. Moses' arms soon became so tired he could no longer hold them up. So Aaron and Hur found a stone for him to sit on. Then they stood on each side of Moses, holding up his hands, so his hands held steady until sunset. As a result, Joshua overwhelmed the army of Amalek in battle. After the victory, the Lord instructed Moses, write this down on a scroll as a permanent reminder, and read it aloud to Joshua. I will ease the memory of Amalek from under the heavens. Moses built an ark there and named it
and called it "The Lord is my banner."
No, he named the ark.
The Lord is my banner. He said, for his hands were lifted up to the throne of the Lord. The Lord will be at war against the Amalekites from generation to generation. So what we see in this story here is that Moses was appointed and anointed to lead a group of people out of Egypt, out of bondage. It was not nice in Egypt. They did not have a good time in Egypt. It was catastrophic. It was turmoil. They were always in constant agony. Slavery is not good for you. Slavery does not help you. Slavery is exactly what it is, slavery. You in bondage, whether it's mental slavery, physical slavery, emotional slavery, and yes, spiritual slavery. Slavery is just that, bondage.
Yes.
But every time one of God's people is in bondage, he always sends a deliverer, someone to set you free. And we see here that God chose Moses to set the people free. But it wasn't easy. The first thing that happened is that the people came up against Moses because they were what? They were thirsty. They had a natural thirst. So they came up against Moses and said, wait a minute. You brought us out here to die. We did better in Egypt. Anytime you begin to look back, you cannot enjoy your forward. You cannot enjoy your now. You cannot enjoy your tomorrow. Your back is going to hinder your now and keep you from your tomorrow. Why? Because you keep looking back. They're reminding Moses not of deliverance, not of freedom, not of prosperity, not of goodness. They're reminding him of bondage. Every time you think bondage looks better than now, you can never enjoy what God has for you. You cannot go forward until you make up your mind to go forward. You cannot enjoy the goodness of God until you make up your mind to release the bondages of the past. But there's always going to be opposition. Number one, normally the opposition comes from within. Opposition comes from your mind first. See, the flesh wants to be comfortable. The flesh, which is the mind, wants to be appeased. See, the mind, the flesh, don't want to go forward. Because going forward takes effort.
Amen.
Going forward takes energy.
Amen.
It's easy to stay stagnant. It's easy to sit still. It's easy not to do anything.
Come on.
But the mind is going to tell you, you can't do that. The mind is going to remind you, you didn't graduate from high school. You don't have a high school diploma. The mind is going to remind you, you can't work for that corporation because they're a group of type of... See, the mind is going to tell you, no, don't even try to do that. Don't even try to progress in life. Don't even try to attain anything in life. Why? Because it's what? Difficult. Because it's hard. Because it takes effort. But when you have the mind of Christ, you pull down every thought. You pull down every stronghold. And you submit it to the obedience of Jesus Christ. And you turn that disobedience into obedience. Once you make a decision in your mind that I'm going to obey God no matter what the obstacle is, you are going to progress and succeed in life.